Thank you. So I'm going to present a new, a rather new H 2020 project called RUMIGEN, which again deal with cattle, and the complete name is Towards Improvement of Ruminant Breeding through Genomic and Epigenomic Approaches. So the objective of RUMIGEN is to improve breeding scheme in terms of efficiency, resilience, diversity, genetic diversity, maintenance of genetic diversity, I would say, and adaptation to new environments in different bovine breeds through genetics, epigenetics, new breeding techniques, and including genome editing. And with a very important social science level, to evaluate the societal acceptability of new breeding technologies and breeding strategies in general. So a lot of co-construction with the stakeholders and the citizenship. So the overall project structures is the following. There are 9 work packages. Work package 2 is the social science work package, and it is supposed to interact with all the technical work packages with a very strong links in order to be sure that what is developed, in fact, is compatible with some room of acceptance, and I will develop that later. Then work package 3 and 4 are genetics. Work package 5 deals with genome editing, and work package 6 and 7 with epigenetics. Work package 8 is an integration work package, which use as input data all the results from the technical work package 3 to 7 to elaborate a technical solution to be with the objective to provide tools and solutions and proposal for dissemination. And within the room of acceptance defined by work package 2. And work package 9 is in charge of the dissemination to the stakeholders, but also the society and the end users. So the project involves 18 partners from 9 countries throughout Europe, and it is coordinated by Eric Payou from INRAE. A quick look at the different work packages. So in work package 2, the goal is to ensure that the outcomes of RUMIGEN in terms of new approach to breeding are acceptable, as seen from the viewpoint of stakeholders and citizens. So in the first step, we define a sort of room of acceptance, which is a reasonable expectation of what the public can accept in terms of approaches. Within this room, provisional room of acceptance, we define scenario. We test this scenario in relationship with the stakeholders and the citizenship to obtain a sort of confirmed room of acceptance. And this defines the rules to be applied in work package 8 in terms of technical deliveries. And so a lot of dialogue with the stakeholders and the citizens. Work package 3 deals with the trade-off between traits in the context of climate change, and it will study the impact of heat stress with the consequence of on production health, and especially the how do evolve the trade-offs between production and the other traits, especially in terms of genetic variability and genetic correlation. And we also study the effect on the progeny, especially the impact of heat waves during the gestation on the performance of the next generation. And all these studies rely on large-scale already existing data in France, Spain, the Netherlands, combined with meteorological data, and also in with a GBI study between Denmark and India on Jersey breed. Work package 4 is typically a quantitative genetic work package. The aim is to measure the effect of genomic selection on diversity and inbreeding, to locate on the genome the regions responsible for inbreeding depression and genetic load, to develop method of genetic improvement without jeopardizing diversity and functionality, and also to study the importance of pangenome on genetic diversity. The pangenome being especially the part of the genome. It includes the part of the genome which is not present on the reference assembly, and which can explain a part of the diversity which is not yet studied until now. Work package 5 deals with genome editing. It will be based on 3 different approaches. First of all, a position paper to present the goals of that genome editing could achieve and the associated risk. Then the technical work will be focused on the consequence of reproductive technologies, including genome editing, on genome integrity, especially mutation rate and so on. The off-target in genome editing, for instance, and a few practical applications, a comparison of genome editing versus introgression, and also the test of some genome editing for heat tolerance gene in sheep based on cattle data with the SLIC gene. Work package 6 is very heavy, I would say. It deals with epigenetic biomarkers to improve selection and precision farming, with the idea that epigenetics can be useful to predict breeding value and phenotypes, and can be integrated in production. So we'll study the plasticity and the dynamics of the sperm epigenome, and the impact of the sperm epigenome on embryo development, on bull fertility, and on progeny performances. And we will also study the impact of cow epigenome on their own performances. The work package will include the development of a technical tool, which is a sort of epichip, so a tool to measure methylation marks on a very large scale and at a reasonable cost, exactly as a SNP chip. And in order to be able to use this tool on a large scale and to see how important it is for prediction. Okay, so work package 7 also deals with epigenetics, but on the environmental impact of the impact of environment on epigenetics, especially the metabolic demand, the heat, and the immune and infectious disease, to define the drivers of epigenetic markers which orient the genome expression. Work package 8 will integrate everything. First, what do you want to improve, and how, and in which room of acceptance, and it will provide, hopefully, a solution to, or at least ways to go to adapt to heat tolerance, to select without losing too much genetic diversity, and potentially how to use genome editing in breeding scheme, and how to use methylation marks in prediction. The idea is to provide guidelines and tools which are directly available by the breeders. And the dissemination will include nearly all kinds of information, the data, the knowledge, the proposal of breeding strategies, the software, and application tools, with targets which are both the stakeholders, the breeders, the farmers, and also the citizens. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Didier.